When the Second World War ended, a new, more sinister battle began. It was not fought on open battlefields but in dark rooms, behind closed doors, and within the minds of millions. The Cold War was a war of shadows, paranoia, and secrets. Two superpowers, the Soviet Union and the United States, locked in a deadly rivalry that threatened to tear the world apart. But beyond politics and propaganda, the Cold War was also a horror story, one filled with ghostly spies, secret experiments, and the ever-present terror of annihilation. Living in fear, the Cold War's dark atmosphere. Imagine a world where every neighbor could be a traitor. In both the USSR and the USA, citizens were told to watch for signs of espionage and disloyalty. Children in America practiced duck-and-covered drills, diving under desks to escape the invisible threat of nuclear fire. In the Soviet Union, the people lived under constant surveillance by the KGB, knowing that one false accusation could lead to imprisonment or worse. The Iron Curtain was not just a political boundary but a wall of fear that divided families, friends, and entire nations. The atmosphere was suffocating, an omnipresent sensation that something terrible was lurking in the shadows, waiting to strike. This was not just geopolitics, it was a psychological horror festival endured daily. Ghosts in the machine, espionage, deception, and death. Spies were the true phantoms of the Cold War. They slipped through cities like shadows, invisible and deadly. Both the CIA and the KGB mastered the deadly art of espionage, using coded messages, dead drops, and double agents who lived divided lives. Their stories sound like something out of a horror novel: families destroyed, agents disappearing without a trace, betrayals that ended in executions. One of the most terrifying real cases is that of Michael Goleniewski, a Polish spy who smuggled thousands of Soviet secrets to the West before disappearing into the shadows of espionage forever. Or Robert Hansen, an FBI agent who sold secrets to the Soviets for decades, causing irreversible damage. Their lives were hidden realms of fear, always on the brink of being caught and erased. Nuclear nightmares. The apocalypse always near. The most horrific part of the Cold War was the nuclear arms race. The world stood on the brink of destruction, with each side building weapons capable of erasing humanity multiple times over. The fear of annihilation was not just paranoia, it was a shadow hanging over every decision made. The story of Stanislav Petrov, a Soviet officer who chose not to launch a retaliatory nuclear strike in 1983 during a false alarm, reads like a thriller where one man's judgment saved the world. Many near misses remain classified, their details buried, but the fact they happened at all is enough to chill the spine. This was a world where sleep was difficult to find. The nightmare of mutual destruction was very real, and healthy paranoia became a survival instinct. Horrifying human experiments. The darkest secrets beneath the political tension lurked secretive and often horrifying scientific experiments. The USA's Project MKUltra was a brutal mission to control minds through drugs, torture, and hypnosis. Thousands were experimented on without consent, their lives shattered for a twisted quest for power. In the Soviet Union, the tales are even darker. Rumors abound of psychic research, secret bases in Siberia conducting experiments on prisoners, the infamous Russian sleep experiment, myth capturing imaginations worldwide, prisoners kept awake for days, descending into madness and brutal violence. Though likely fictional, the story taps into genuine fears about the unknown extremes both sides might have gone to behind closed doors. The Iron Curtain's ghostly toll. For those trapped behind the Iron Curtain, life was a daily horror show. Families were separated, dissidents disappeared overnight, and the KGB operated like a ghostly specter, striking terror into the hearts of citizens who knew a mistake or a whispered word could mean the end. The Great Terror under Stalin remains one of the most chilling chapters, hundreds of thousands arrested, tortured, and executed with no real reason other than paranoia and cruelty. In America, McCarthyism unleashed a witch hunt, destroying lives with accusations of communist sympathies. Fear of infiltration twisted the psyche of whole communities. This mass hysteria was not far from the hysteria seen in horror films: an invisible monster running wild among the people. Unsolved Cold War mysteries, shadows that refuse to fade. Many Cold War tales remain unexplained. The mysterious sinking of the Soviet submarine K-129, found by the CIA in a secret salvage operation, raises chilling questions about secret missions gone wrong. The case of the Istel woman in Norway, found burned beyond recognition with a possible spy background, feels like a ghost story wrapped in Cold War mystery. Such stories are not mere curiosities, they underscore how much darkness still lies hidden beneath the surface of history. These are the tales that capture the imagination and keep the Cold War's ghost alive. The legacy of paranoia and fear. Though the Iron Curtain fell in 1991, the ghostly legacy lives on. Relations between Russia and the United States continue to simmer with tension, and many Cold War fears now play out in new forms: cyber warfare, misinformation, and political interference. The horror of mutual suspicion has never fully left. The Cold War was not just a historical event, it was a global psychological horror story, where fear and paranoia were weapons as real as guns or bombs. Its shadows haunt our modern world, reminding us how close humanity came to devastation and how those dark days still shape the present. This expanded version includes real espionage stories, horrifying experiments, nuclear near catastrophes, and unsolved mysteries steeped in Cold War fear. It paints a vivid, dark atmosphere designed to engage American viewers with suspense and historical intrigue, blending horror elements naturally with facts.